What's up, folks? It's your boy MMG Smurf here, coming to you live and pre-recorded. We're doing a dual start today, so we're going to play some Gods and Chain. We have an event coming up this weekend, this Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. You can play some Gods and Chain, but as well as that, for those that don't know, we use Drip to help fund these events. Yes, Drip on the Binance Smart Chain. It's currently around probably like DApp number 2 or 3 on the Binance Smart Chain, give or take a few hours. And they have some new updates as far as the mighty leader, FOREX Shark speaking. Speaking of the mighty leader, forgot. One moment. I gotta turn this on then. We're talking about the mighty leader, FOREX Shark of the Animal Farm of the Drip Network. That's the developer behind the Drip Network, for those that are not in the know. They've been a little bit more vocal the last week or so. And so, again, for those that do not know, Animal Farm has been paused for about a month or so. You know, the price of Drip has been tumbling. Part of that is due to the fact the Animal Farm has been paused, and a lot of new liquidity having come into the system over the last 2-3 months, with the Manor Farm and the Animal Farm, and then them seeing, you know, all of a sudden their funds are locked up or paused. They're not really locked, they're just paused. They have to learn new ways to manage DeFi, you know, and they just get scared and they run off and they sell their bag, which they might not have had it locked up. And the faucet, they might have just had it in the Animal Farm. And also, again, they're new users, so they don't really know if they're not watching, you know, YouTubers or really reading the white paper and doing their own research. A lot of people just don't do. Then they don't really understand the full utility of the faucet. Somebody probably has to tell you a little bit if you're not really used to compounding those gains like that in DeFi. So if you were just new and you came in, and you said, "Oh, I can do this," then, you know, it happens that way. Regardless, FOREX has been vocal lately, and so I'm going to cover some of those updates at the beginning of this stream. Usually I would have them on screen in front of me, but instead today I'm going to be reading them off myself. So to start this off, we had FOREX Shark a few days ago popping into, I believe this is actually a forward message from, no, actually I think this was like just in the Animal Farm's Telegram chat. The rest of the messaging, some of it was initially posted in the, what do they call that? The special group for all the BR34P owners, whatever. Anyways, try not to be an idiot. This is the first thing they started off with. And this is in response to somebody's question, I believe. Value cannot be created out of thin air. If I just give everyone who is existing in the system 15% more, for example, it would be exactly the same as giving every existing user 15% less. This is something a lot of people had trouble understanding with the pandemic. Where the United States printed out a whole bunch of money. We're just going to give everybody $1,000. And that's just going to solve the problem because nobody has. It's like, no, that solves the problem today. But within a year or so, everybody's going to be like, oh, why is my money worth less? And sure enough, everybody's questioning, why is my money, why is inflation so bad? Who do I blame? It's like, you learn some math, quite honestly. But FOREX obviously understands math. So it'd be the exact same as giving every user 15% less. The point of the 15% bonus for new capital coming into the first 48 hours, and if you watched my video yesterday, I'm talking about Janet Yellen and stuff like that, I was talking about new capital. If the United States is going to raise the debt ceiling all the time and just print out more money, they need to make more products. They need to be selling more. We need to actually have more money coming in to do something like that, you know, to just give out more money. You know, not just, oh, we're just going to raise the amount of debt we can have and print out more money again. Like, it's stupid. So the point of the 15% bonus is for new capital coming in the first 48 hours and to put extra fuel on the fire when it comes to getting the ball rolling again, which benefits existing stakers more than anyone. And so that's the purpose of this whole 15% bonus once the piggy bank unlocks for new capital coming into the system. And so that does not mean that somebody who's already in the system, you already have some stakes going that you can't, enter again. It's exactly the opposite. It's saying, yo, if you already have some stakes in there, maybe make another stake. And tell your friends, maybe they should make some stakes. They can get a 15% bonus by jumping in on this new fresh start. Second part of this message from FOREX Shark, and this is the older message before we get to the newest updates today. I know I've seen some other YouTubers starting to talk about things as far as FOREX Shark's latest updates, but not a lot of people are actually covering this portion of things. So the second portion of their message from a few days ago was, now, as I've already said many times, the vast majority of users, over 98%, will end up with more value than they had in V1. And this is due to the redistribution of the bot's wealth. And so, obviously, it's a pretty high percentage of people. I know some people are probably like, well, I clicked it super early, and so I know I'm in that top 2% of all drip. If you really, you know what I'm saying, you can get upset, but It looks like this is for everyone's benefit. The wider majority, they're acting a little bit totally, utilitarian here. And yeah, if you don't like to see other people succeed, then I guess it's not for you. But FOREX Shark is trying to see everybody succeed here, and so more props to them. Let's get some clicks. All right, moving on to their most recent updates, and so you can get this information from FOREX Shark's calls in Telegram. So it's a specific channel for FOREX Shark whenever they make out new announcements. I'm not just grabbing this from thin air and just reading it out. You can double check it yourself. So FOREX said today, this morning, we bought in a third party, so a third person, who specializes in advanced math, or maybe multiple people who specialize in advanced math to go over all the work on the piggy bank, and we will be finalizing all the numbers today, Junior. As I said in the last interview, we will wait until 100% of the work is finished until we set a launch date. This way we will never again feel forced to make a last minute decision in order to meet a deadline. All of the coding is 100% finished. We have enough pigs from the credit event to do a 100% migration. Previously, they were saying, FOREX is like, oh, we got 90 something percent, so, we'll be adding the rest in later. Nope, 100% migration of the funds, liquidity. And all that is left is to finalize the numbers, which we are handling today. And our quest to always improve, we made some slight changes to the development process, which took time. And they're more confident than ever in the ability to develop with security in the forefront. This includes bringing on additional developers whose main focus is quality control. So again, they're adding more heads, more people in the kitchen, I guess, to some degree, but they're giving them specific roles. So maybe not in the kitchen necessarily. Maybe they're the wait staff. Yesterday, we had a meeting about the scratch ticket model system and made serious progress. We know the scratch ticket model system is a high demand product that is extremely sustainable, but through the power of DeFi, we have really taken the protocol to the next level by giving the use case with scratch tickets, NFTs in our case, which were not winners. This use case ensures that when you buy a ticket, not only do you have the chance to win multiple prizes, just like a standard scratch ticket model, but also a share of the protocol itself. This adds a new element of demand to the scratch ticket model for serious investors, which can only be done through DeFi. This will not only be a major standalone project, but it will also bring in a major new capital flow into drip, dogs, and pigs, as a percentage of all BNB used to buy the tickets will go directly into supporting these assets. Final portion of this, and then I'm going to give one little speculation thing that happened before. I will be making an official piggy bank launch date for the next week for next week, as soon as we finalize a third-party review of our numbers. But right now we are looking at Thursday as the most probable day. Again, FOREX likes Thursdays and Tuesdays, honestly. As we will finalize everything today, then give ourselves a full week of heavy promotion with the announced launch date. And that is their full message. So things are getting bullish on Drip. The price has been rising. Reminds me of a Coin Daddy song. So don't sleep on Drip. If you haven't been compounding, you're probably already feeling it, but 'tis what it is. I'm not a financial advisor. We're just here to give out some information and education, entertainment, those types of things. So I said I was going to mention one last thing before we wrap this up, which was my own little bit of speculation. I was recently reading an article about PancakeSwap. And this is because a lot of people know that PancakeSwap released the tweet a few weeks ago now with a little drip droplet on their shirt. And I still think that could either be drip or it could be liquid driver, to be honest. They both have that type of symbol for their projects. But let's assume it's drip, right? Because liquid driver would have to be coming from Phantom over to Binance Smart Chain, which would also be huge. But let's assume it's drip. Recently, in an interview in this article, PancakeSwap said that they were working on lending and borrowing. They're working on lending and borrowing. And that they were working on locking up liquidity for a set amount of time in like a new type of DeFi protocol. So locking up liquidity and getting higher rewards for locking up your funds for a set amount of time. It sounded really similar to Hex and Drip in the piggy bank. And PancakeSwap says that they were working on something just like this. And so my brain started spinning and said, if they were actually to be working on something like this, would they just like they could just go at it themselves. We don't want any help from anybody else. Or you could tap somebody else on the same chain as you that's already put in a lot of that work and at least bring them onto the team and partner up a little bit. That would be the smart thing to do. At the end of that article, PancakeSwap said they did not have a definitive date for the start of it yet. They were currently in the waiting period. Why would they be waiting? Why would they be waiting? Is it for FOREX Shark to finish up their thing so that they can continue to work on other projects, which they've mentioned that they are really excited to be working? I don't know. That's all speculation at that point, but that is something. And also, if you didn't know that PancakeSwap was working on something like that, something similar to the Piggy Bank on PancakeSwap, well, there you go. You can do the research for that yourself if you actually want to find that, because I can't find the article right now, but if I do, I'll list it in the about section, because I know people are probably really interested, just like, I just don't want to take your word for it. You don't have to. This is crypto. Do your own research as always. It's not financial advice. Like, comment, subscribe if you've enjoyed this video today. If you found any of it useful, helpful, entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one.